It's really good and healthy for the checks and balances too. So, what I think you do a great job, or in us together with our leadership team, is the checks and balances. Like, obviously, we want to grow by 30-40% every year. But if your budget is that, then your overheads are to that, or your expenses are to that. So, there's a nice levels of accountability of is okay, let's push for 20, 25, 30% growth every year. But let's create the plan and show how we're going to do it. And it allows, me to get pulled a little bit and then for you to be pulled back a little bit. And I think it always ends up in a really healthy spot for our leadership team because that's who that really is in the frontline employees. So I've definitely noticed a big impact that when the clarity of roles and then also the just determination of if you're trying to control everything, you're probably controlling nothing.
Yep.
And it's just easy to get lost in the shuffle. And that's what we've had really clear. You got your marketing funnel, you got your leads, you got your performance from ops, our margins, and then you got your overhead. And those are all very clear roles and responsibilities now. Versus one person doing it or just two people doing it. It's very well ran.
And I think something that I've realized even recently is what we have a lot of bottlenecks in certain places. Like one example I'll give you is vehicles. So of old history of Jolly is even up until recent is hey Brady, we have this big repair on this vehicle. What should we do? Mm-hmm. Should we buy a new one? Should we repair it? And that's a bottleneck, you know? I mean, if I'm out, I was out of town last week on a training or on a Nexstar event and I'm getting emails about what kind of, and it's my fault because that's kind of the process I've set up about, hey, should we buy a new vehicle? Should we do this? And that's a small thing, no problem, email back. But those things, it's how do you just empower your team to do it and have rules and responsibilities of this is how much until we look at a new vehicle or this is how much until that's a small example. But I find that I've restricted the growth of the company by being a bottleneck on stuff like that. That's just the most recent example. So I've just been trying to identify where those things are. And when that happens, try to build a process and build out financially trigger points to where this is the authorization. And if this doesn't happen, come to me. I see it all the time. And I've been there where owners of companies, every single thing has to go through them and it bottlenecks the company. It throttles it back.